good Monday morning, August the 11th to everybody. We are getting ready to do something we did last year and really enjoyed, and that's we're going to walk the beach here on Siesta Key. This is a beautiful morning with a nice breeze, and we're just going to walk the beach from the access right across from our room, and we may do it again every morning and just kind of make this all one video. Don't know yet. Hoping to see some things today. We saw a couple flounder and a few crabs, I think, last year.
Yeah, we did.
So we'll see what we can see this morning on Siesta Key. So right across from where we stay is Public Beach Access 5. So that's the one for years, since I've been coming here, that we come to the beach. This little area here, it's right across the street from the tallest, but this is actually the tallest building on Siesta Key. That's the terrace. Right here at the south end of Siesta Key Village.
Hold this right here. Hold this right here. So push that in the trash, buddy, so it doesn't blow away.
These are sea grapes right here. Don't actually see any on the plant, but that's what those are. Now I just want to say something about, I just showed you the informational plaque and the beach etiquette and beach rules. One of the things it says on there is to fill holes in before you leave. We were riding the e-bikes yesterday and we both about went into a hole that somebody didn't fill in.
Yeah.
And it would have been deep enough to have caused a wreck, but we saw it ahead of time. Pretty purple flowers right here. Those are nice, aren't they?
They are pretty.
Yeah, several holes actually. We about went into one of them, and then of course noticed plastic water bottles left on the beach. This is not a beach. They do ask you to keep your pets off of it. I said this before, I think probably be better off keep humans off of it, but you know, at least the ones that can't pick up after themselves, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know why you would leave trash on the beach. I don't know why you would dig a hole and leave it, because if somebody's walking at night, they could be hurt. I hear the frogs. Something's like right there. What is that? I've never noticed that before.
I know, they are all pretty talkative this morning.
Yeah, I've heard the frogs, but I've never heard. That might be frogs, because it's down in there like the little marshy area.
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty neat. So it's a beautiful morning out here on the white sand of Siesta Key. Oh yeah. Get up close to those. Is that some yellow ones too, or is that just the leaves? That's just the leaves. Yes, sea oats. Chauncey just found her half of a dollar here. It's a half of a sand dollar. Sometimes you'll find a whole one. Now if they're brown, they're still alive usually. If they're white, they're not.
Yeah, sometimes like when we go out and swim in the water, you'll find like a whole bed of them.
So here's the little things that I don't see them doing it now, but usually they'll bury themselves in the sand when they get washed in. They'll just bury themselves. He's going fishing this morning. Trying to see what he can pick out of the surf there. There's a lot of seaweed in the water because the surf is pretty rough. It's washing a lot of that in. Some really good waves today. These little shells here, see them burying themselves? This one's got grass growing out of it, or some kind of little plant growing out of the shell, but he's still alive and he'll bury himself right here in a second. Anyway, a bunch of them like that. All those little, well, there he goes.
Yeah, it's like you'll see them come up and then they'll start burying themselves when the water pushes them out.
Anyway, it's kind of cool to watch them do that. There, watch this too here. I don't know how they know to do that. That's just something. Here's a bunch. Surely some of these will bury. Yeah, look at them there. So look at all the seaweed in those waves when they break. Try to get up a little closer to that. They're just full of seaweed. Wow. Folks, if you can see how many thousands of those little green things there are, every one of those has one of those living shells attached to it. I mean, I'm not saying I've never seen them with that attached before. I've never seen them in this volume before. The shells themselves are under the sand and they just leave those little, that's algae of some sort. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So it has been cloudy and overcast since we got here Saturday evening, and we are finally, today on Monday, seeing some blue sky in the Sunshine State and some sunshine. So Shaughnessy is going to sing. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Go ahead.
It's too early to sing that.
People are waiting now, though. They're waiting to hear you sing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I promised them several times, and you've yet to deliver.
If they heard me, they'd be like, I can understand why she didn't sing.
If I were to sing, our subscriber count would drop dramatically within minutes.
I love these little birds and their little fast legs.
Oh, those things can run now.
Okay.
Look at all the shells right here, the little,
Yeah.
look at all those. Yeah, Hilly.
Beach Canyon.
They in a hurry to get somewhere. Yeah. So this canyon, which is what, 2 feet deep, easy, was not carved out millions of years by a little river. It was carved out really quick by a lot of water.
And we had some
just like other canyons.
We had some heavy rain last night. You can see where it's winding around back that way.
Yeah, there's a few canyons in this country that got formed like that. A lot of water in a little time, not a little water over a lot of time. You get all kinds of features here. Sometimes there'll be sandbars. I don't see any today, but you'll walk through deep water, then it'll get shallow, and you can walk like 150, 200 feet out, and you'll be in like 6 inches of water.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to walk through a deep spot, which may be over your head to get to it. It's very interesting. I don't see any sandbars today, but
I don't either.
when they do form, we actually like to walk out on them.
Remember that one time we walked out on one and went kind of behind it was in the water, and a fish come up next to you.
That pompano, yeah.
We didn't see it, and it slapped itself like
He
that
came up
the side of Derek.
There was about a foot long pompano come up beside of me. I don't know if he liked her, was trying to keep me away from her or what. But he come up beside of me and started rubbing up against me. And I tell you something, I did some dance moves I didn't know I could do.
And there was some noises too I didn't know you'd make.
Well, I wasn't gonna mention that.
It was funny. But yeah, he was swimming around you, and then he flopped up against you.
I have never had a fish like that just come up to me. Now I didn't know what his intent was.
Oh, they're about all buried themselves now.
Yeah. Let's feature this. When you see these little stakes in the sand and the pink tape, that is a sea turtle nest. Please do not disturb that. Please do not mess with it.
There's several of them along the beach. Kind of near the grassy area.
And honestly, that's the biggest reasons they don't want dogs out here. Because they don't want dogs digging in them and things like that, which I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just respect those. Sea turtle, I'd like to be there when they hatch and make their run to the ocean. I would love to see that. Look at all of them. How many of them are just moving, trying to bury themselves. All right, we got these little birds that run fast, and we got seagulls up here. I'm not gonna bother you. Now, he's just got one leg, or is he holding it up?
I don't know.
He's got one.
Yeah,
No, he's got two. Or if he's hurt.
Maybe asleep the way he was laying on it.
Well,
So quit.
no way we could plan that one. I bet he's injured. I hope he's not. I hope he's all right. You all right, buddy? Shall I be all right if you'll go on? All right, I'll go on. I like this guy's hairdo. Okay, so we have walked 1 mile from our beach access all the way down here to the main Siesta Key public beach area. You see the lifeguard stands and a lot more people here. So it's a mile walk, or at least it's a mile drive. I'm going to assume it's probably about the same by beach from where we stay up here. And now we're going to walk the mile back. So So we've got our 2 miles of walking in today, or we will have. Now, up here at this section of beach, there's not nearly as much seaweed, if any. The water's a little cooler, believe it or not. I'm talking about just a mile up. Does the water feel a little cooler right here? And waves are still up, but I still think it's worse down there. But notice the seaweed is pretty much gone. That just goes to show you how much it can change in a small distance. I don't know, that's a pretty good wave right there. Yeah, the waves are still pretty good up here. But yeah, the seaweed is, the water's just much more clear. And that reminds me of the parasailing that you're going to be doing this trip. Alright, so look into the camera. Tell everybody what day you want to parasail.
I haven't made my mind up yet.
But you are going to parasail.
I don't know about that.
Every year used to, when we come, I want to parasail. Finally I said, okay, do it. Well, that would be a good video. I could stay down and record you from the ground perspective, and you could record from up there. What do you think?
It's a thought.
Waves are really rolling today. I could sit and watch this all day. Wow, there's a nice one. It's early afternoon on Siesta Beach. We've walked out here again to have a little beach time. The water is beautiful and clear, and looks like the seaweed's gone, but the waves are still rough. And look at the waves in the Gulf today. We're going right out there in them too.
somebody is out there enjoying their time playing in the waves.
Another morning on Siesta Beach. It is now Tuesday morning, August the 12th. And I guess this will be our last morning walk on the beach because we're going out on a fishing charter at 8 in the morning.
Yep.
And we're going to either be on the Flying Fish 1 or the Flying Fish 2. We're not sure which. I've been on both. But I haven't done this in several years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So hopefully we'll be able to catch a few fish and just enjoy being out on the Gulf. But we want to take another morning walk to the beach. We're going to go the other way this time. We're going to go all the way down to the thing. Is it called Patriot Pier?
Yeah.
All right, we'll show you that when we get down there. So the waves today are what is much more typical of Siesta Key. They've calmed down considerably since yesterday when we were out here. I went out in the water yesterday and the waves were really, really big and really rough. I got taken under a few times, but I enjoy that. But still some decent waves this morning, but nothing like yesterday. I'll show you where we're walking to today. I don't know if you can see those flags way down there. That's either called the Patriotic Pier or the Patriot Pier. I don't remember exactly which. But there are flags down there honoring our military. We'll show you that when we get there. Now you see those yellow buildings out there. That it's called Siesta Sands. Used to be called Coral Sands, and they were painted a coral color. Now I'm going to show you what's interesting. Look how wide the beach is now and how far the beach is off of those buildings there. When I was coming here, even as a teenager, I think even when you started coming,
yeah,
the beach went all the way up at high tide. That wall there in front of them, there was rocks in front of that, and the beach would sometimes hit those at high tide. So I guess they just brought in a lot of sand and kind of restructured the beach. It's a lot wider than it used to be. Because I can remember a time that the beach went all the way up to those buildings sometimes. And that's no more. There's our shadows. Not sure if y'all can see that needlefish or not, but he's actually trapped, I guess, where the high tide came in and then receded. So there's like a pool right here that's separated from the Gulf. And that's something that occurs pretty regularly here too. You don't really see that on a whole lot of other beaches, do you?
No, you don't.
But we've seen stuff like that here for years, like the sandbars,
You can tell when it's high tide how high it comes up.
yeah. But once it recedes, but why is that sand out there pretty much dry? Not completely, but
There's some places where you can see where it's like it dumps the water into here. And I guess just once
Yeah.
it goes back, it just quits filling it up and goes back down.
But anyway, we're coming up on the pier right now. I'm going to say a few words about that pier too. That thing has seen better days, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much broken up now. But there was a time when you could get on it at the end there and walk out all the way, and again during high tide, sometimes it would be underwater. But I've actually fished from the end of it before in the Gulf, not in the little waterway here. So again, they've added a lot of sand and kind of pushed the beach back away, but That thing's weathered some storms over the years. But yeah, it used to be one long section. You just walked out on it, and I can remember actually catching some mangrove snapper down in that section right there in between. Just drop your line down and they would hit it almost immediately. They hung around that structure, but the beach has changed a lot. Alright, this is Patriot Pier, the Patriots Pier at Sunset Point. This is a really good day to show the flags because the wind is blowing nicely. School of fish trapped there in the waterway too. Small fish. Maybe the fish in that little waterway are not trapped because here's the outlet and the inlet to it. So I guess they can get in and out there if they want to. We're up at the north end of Siesta Key. Those buildings that I'm zooming up on now, that is on Lido Key. That is the island north of Siesta. And then north of Lido is going to be Longboat Key. And then, you can't see it from here, but north of Longboat is Anna Maria Island. Look at all these numbers, just by the hundreds of thousands of these little coquinas. Wow, they're just all, look at that. Okay, so we're now heading down to the area of Siesta Key called the Point of Rocks. This is a popular area for snorkeling. And it is exactly what the name would imply. It's a point where there's a lot of rocks. This is also, that's the mansion that was on that TV series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never watched it.
No, we watched the first episode because of the name Siesta Key. When we realized it wasn't something we should be watching, we quit watching it. But obviously, us coming here and then hearing there's going to be a series called Siesta Key, we wanted to watch it.
Yeah, because we wanted to see the sights that we see all the time on vacation. But
unfortunately, the sights that were in it were not what we were looking for, so we didn't watch the series. But that is the mansion that was used for it anyway.
Water doesn't look too calm.
No, I don't know how good I'm going to be able to snorkel today in that. I was hoping down here there wouldn't be waves. It gets a little better over there by the Point of Rocks, but we'll see. But this is an area. It's not as crowded as the main public beach, but still a lot of people like it. This is going to be kind of tricky because there's people. The Point of Rocks is out there off that little area where you see there's people standing and fishing, and I don't want a fish hook in me, so I'm going to have to stay away from where they're casting. I'm going to try to do a little snorkeling and show you some underwater shots if I'm able to do it. And if you look way out in the distance, you can see the terrace, which is across from where we stay. And that's the beach access that you've been seeing us go to. Right there. And that is several miles up the road from here. We took the e-bikes down here. My legs is on fire. Okay, well, the snorkeling experience at Point of Rocks did not go well. I ended up scuffing my shin on a rock. I thought it was best to get out because they say sharks can smell blood from a mile away in the water, and there's already sharks within a mile.
Yeah.
They hang around Point of Rocks, so
Show my pretty shell.
I didn't want to smell like a backyard barbecue to a shark, so Chauncey found one of those little shells where you're supposed to be able to hear the ocean on the inside if you hold it up here. It's a little hard to tell with that one because we're right here by it. And
yeah.
That's what we're hearing. But you gonna keep that?
I'm gonna keep this one.
Okay. But the Point of Rocks experiment is done for the day.
That's pretty.